Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Michael Bird, and you are watching The Lounge. This is where I ask all the questions that you want to know all the answers to. So tonight we have on our panel 4 women and 4 men that are going to debate all types of stuff that have to do with the dating field and relationships. First, we have Miss Kelly Haynes. Wave for everybody, Kelly. There you go. We got Mr. Stephen Boyer. How's it going, Stephen? We got Randy McComas. What's up, Randy?
What's up?
Jason McPhail. Mr. Brian Rosa. Ashley Maxim. Lauren Van Ripper. And Chris Rimley. Thanks, everybody, for being on the show tonight. Before we started recording, I went over the rules. And tonight we have 5 to 6 questions, debate topics I'm going to throw out there. And each person's going to have 1 minute and 30 seconds to discuss. And you are going to have points whenever you hear this. That means you just earned a point. All right, if you hear this one, that's the hammer. You just lost a point. All right, so as we do on the lounge, we're going to start with the ladies first. And our first question is, the nice guy syndrome is a term used around the internet to describe men who believe they are entitled to women because they are nice guys. So, do you think this is something that exists, Kelly? We're going to start with you. And what do you think about this?
I absolutely don't think it exists. I like a bad boy. Nice guy syndrome, nice guys finish last.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I'll give you a point. All right, what do you think, Stephen? Nice guy syndrome. Give me your thoughts on it.
Oh, going to me? Well, it really depends on how you look at the issue. I think, in a sense, there are definitely men out there that feel entitled to stuff. I mean, we have hard evidence and screenshots, and you can ask any woman who's been on online dating that they have dealt with men who are expecting returns on what they believe is, them being a good guy. Now, is the term sometimes applied a little too liberally? I will say yes. I think we've got a lot of generalizations in dating, especially now that a lot of stuff has moved to the internet and there's kind of this curtain of anonymity surrounding things that we're really quick to judge others and their intentions. We're really quick to judge people who don't think like us. And so I know a lot of guys fall into the boat of being misunderstood, but also there are definitely a lot of people out there who are single for a reason. And definitely I know there are situations of men who say, hey, please respond, baby, please, show Bob's and Vagine, stuff like that.
All right, good answer, Stephen. Need one more for there. Ashley, what do you think? Nice guy syndrome.
I mean, okay, so I agree 100%. It exists. There are guys who, I mean, even in, my personal life, people that I've met and interacted with, they're like, well, I was nice to you, so you have to go out with me. Or, oh, well, I had one guy that I met on Match.com saying, oh, well, if I buy you dinner, then, you're not allowed to talk to any other guys. And because I did something nice for you, so you owe me. So I definitely feel like it's out there. Is that something that works with girls? Like, guys think, oh, it's some sort of barter system. It doesn't work that way. In fact, guys who call attention to it it's a huge turn off. I mean, I've met plenty of guys who I get along with great. I love talking to them. I love hanging out with them. I have no romantic interest in them, which sometimes is unfortunate because they would be, probably on paper at least, they're a great match for me. But that doesn't mean, oh, you buy me dinner and I do some sexual favor for you or something like some guys seem to think.
Special favors? What are you talking about here?
Yes, it exists.
Special favors.
No, it doesn't apply.
All right, Ashley.
I wasn't sure how PG-13 rated would take this, but no, I mean, I flat out had a guy who told me, well, I bought you dinner, you owe me a blowjob. Nope, not gonna happen. I'm leaving.
Oh, wait,
Never
hold
contact me again.
Good answer. All right.
Must not have been very good steak dinner. Yes.
Jason, what's your-
I do not. I don't believe in the nice guys syndrome thing anymore because it's never worked for me. I used to think I was a great guy for a whole bunch of reasons, but it never really worked. And then when I started being an ass or just saying fuck it, just not giving a shit anymore is when I started getting more attention, which I really didn't understand at the time because I always figured they wanted the really nice person. They want somebody that they could rely on, but no, they want somebody that's an ass to them, or not to them, but in general, or
I don't think so.
because, well, in my
Can I just,
experience,
the thing is, you come off as more confident when you're a bit of an asshole. That's the thing.
true.
Confidence.
Before I was always like a pushover, where people flat out told me that
Yes.
they think that the only reason they wouldn't date me or things because I was too easy, that I would just drop everything for a dime for them, where they had lost all interest from the start. Where they said that if I actually just did other things, didn't pay them all the attention, it would have been better off. To where I was like, understandable. I had to learn from past experiences to see where I had to be for where I want to go.
All right. That's your minute and a half. All right, Lauren.
There's definitely a difference between.
All right, Lauren, you are, oh, there you go. Can you hear me, Lauren?
Yeah, I'll be quick. Yeah, I can hear you. I'll be quick. I don't believe in it because if a nice guy is just trying to get something by being nice, then he's really not a nice guy. I'm done.
That was very quick. How about you using much of the clock, saving it for your other components here? All right, so a nice guy to you is just somebody that's trying to get something. Basically what Ashley was saying.
Well, that's what you
trying to
said.
get like a favor, a sexual favor or something.
That's what you said, isn't it?
That's not what you said.
No.
No?
No, that's not. That's what you said.
Look, have you got
You
help?
said the nice guy syndrome was
I think we
a
have
guy that's trying to get something.
we have 5 women in this game now, don't you? Because you've got somebody over there helping you, don't you? Busted.
Yeah, I have a friend here I'm having dinner with.
What? Tell her. Tell her to say hi.
She says hi.
All right. All right, here we go. Randy, what's up with you, Randy? What do you think about this nice guy thing?
I think the nice guy syndrome exists, and I think it's bullshit. I think that there are guys that are out there that think that just because they're nice guys, that like the women are saying, and that should be enough. Well, it's not enough. I mean, women. It's been my experience that women don't want to push over, and a lot of nice guys can come across as a pushover. They don't want guys that are going to treat them. They don't want guys that are going to be a dick, but they also don't want a guy that's going to be a pushover. They want, like Ashley she hit the nail on the head when she said, it comes out about confidence. You can be confident without being, and you can still be nice, when the time is right, opening doors, that kind of stuff. Be a gentleman. There's a difference between being a gentleman and being a nice guy. And I think some guys are out there using that as an excuse, and as a result, they don't put in the extra effort that it takes. That's just kind of my opinion.
Gotcha. All right, Chris. Tell us what you think about the nice guy syndrome.
So I think that people have cards, and I think nice guy is a card that people pull, that guys pull. So when something doesn't go their way and they get rejected, they can pull out the nice guy card and be like, oh, but I'm a nice guy. You must not like nice guys.
Kind of like they're getting angry at you, and that's their defense. kind of, it's funny.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
somebody was showing something to me the other
Like
day
the band.
where a guy was messaging her and he was like filling her out. He was asking her if she liked to kiss and just being real sexual with her at first. But when she rejected him, he goes, "Well, fuck you. You look old anyway." You know, just how people want to be mean
Yep.
at the end when they get rejected.
Yep.
All right.
I know.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they do exist, and I'm going to agree with most people on the panel. It's honestly, it's a lack of confidence. This whole quid pro quo thing, you know, that's just BS, right? So guys just need to be alphas, really, and bring out that confidence that everyone has in them, and stop trying to be, do something to get something in return. That's just ridiculous, right? Just, my thing, just hang out, have fun, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you move on. And of course, there's another bus every 15 minutes. So why do guys get mad? Couldn't tell you why. But yes, it does exist. And people may use it they think they're using it to their advantage. But women are much smarter. And it's just, they're going to see right past that bullshit. That BS.
All right. I think we've got that one covered, and it looks like.
I don't hear any points going, brother.
All right, so at the end of round number 1, let's try this again. We've got Ashlia with 13, Jason with 7, Stephen with 6, and we've still got about 4 more rounds to go. All right, here's our next question. Does it matter to you that you date someone with the same beliefs politically or religious-wise? And since Randy looks really anxious to start this one, we'll start with Randy.
Is it important? Yeah. I don't think it's definite. I don't think it has to happen. Does it make life a little easier? Yeah, absolutely. But at our age, we should be wise enough, experienced enough in life that we can understand and accept somebody's differences, politically or religiously, and it not have and still be able to have a decent relationship. I'm Presbyterian. I dated a girl that was Jewish for a while. There's never any issue. And to be honest with you, it was kind of cool because I learned a lot about religion and that culture. It was, so if you take it as an opportunity, as a learning experience, is to be able to learn something else, then it can be kind of cool. In a long-term relationship, would I prefer to be in a relationship with somebody who has the same political and religious beliefs as me? Yeah. Would it keep me from dating somebody? No.
All right. And also, if you've got a pretty cool story where this has happened on a date, you're going to get 10 bonus points. So just throwing that out.
I got one for that.
All right. Chris, let's go ahead. What do you think? Is religion and politics?
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends on what stage of your life you're in. I'm in a stage where I'm looking to settle down and have kids, and so I have certain views I don't want pushed my future children. But if your kids are grown and, it could be different. My views on certain things, I won't get into it, but are pretty liberal. And I had a guy just get up and leave in the middle of a date one time because I told him my religion. He just left. So I think it just depends.
Right.
Well, that found out quickly he wasn't the one, right?
Save me time.
Yeah, they usually get up and leave on me too. So I've never left one, but I've had it happen to me a couple of times. Well, not a couple, maybe just one. All right, what do you think, Stephen?
Okay, well, I guess I can kind of mirror what Randy said for a bit.
That's a point.
About how it really depends on the severity of it. I mean, religion for me, I'm a pretty casual Christian, so you don't have to even have a religion to date me. But the only thing I asked with religion is my religion should not be a problem to you because yours already isn't a problem to me. As for politics, as we become more divisive, unfortunately, in America, politics are becoming an increasingly large issue in dating. And I try to look past a lot of that because I have friends from both sides of the aisle. But the big thing for me is I really can't deal with ignorance, especially in geopolitics or current events. And as someone who teaches social studies, I teach history. I spend a lot of my professional life viewing events and politics objectively, and I can't deal with someone that can't see through their ideology and their cognitive dissonance to figure out what the hell the truth is. So that's just me. I think on a base level, if the person has a different view than you, but their view is rational and logical, then it all shouldn't matter. And same thing with their religion. It's not a big of a deal unless if that's one of your big things you're looking for like a father to your children. But at the end of the day, for me, is it so divisive that it's going to cause problems? And is it divisive in a sense, or is it a problem in a sense that there is either willful ignorance?
Oh no, he got the mute button. Oh, hey, wish I could have gave you more points on that one, man, but your minute and a half was up. All right, where are we at? Let's go with Kelly.
So, religion, to start with religion, I've dated Jewish men, I've dated Muslim men, I grew up in the South. It's never been a problem. I don't think it should be an issue. I think for some who are devout, whatever their religion is, they might want to date somebody who's the same religion. I think as we get older and you're not raising kids, it matters less. But again, it depends on your religion. Politics, 10 years ago, I would have said politics didn't matter. 4 years ago, I would have said politics didn't matter. But I think we've entered a time with the current situation, let's call it, that people are loving Trump or not loving Trump. And so I think it can be an issue. I dated somebody last year who was a cop, who wore a Trump shirt and was very, very, very pro-Trump. I grew up in an Air Force base. I'm Republican, but I was not pro-Trump. And he actually had an issue with it. So 10 years ago, I don't think politics would be an issue. I think religion would have been, but I think we've entered a time where politics is a bigger deal.
All right. Where are we at now? Let's go with Brian.
Points have been valid so far, so I'm not going to be repetitive, but as long as both parties are open-minded, I've traveled the world. I've been blessed in that area. Met all kinds of cultures and people and foods, and you've got to be open-minded and accepting of people. Obviously, if they cross certain lines, then you just, it didn't work out, right? Just like other things. So, but for me, yeah, I'm open for everything pretty much. So.
No crazy dating stories, Brian? You got nothing? Get that 10 points?
Yeah, I don't kiss and tell, brother.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Ashleigh.
Yeah. I think similar to what Steven said, where it depends on how radical those people are, and like Chris said, where you are in your life. When I first started dating my now ex-husband, we grew up in the same small town. It is fairly whitewashed. We had a lot of Mexican families, and that's it. And so I did not realize that he was racist until after we were engaged. And we moved to Kansas. And then he starts telling me about how he had tried to join the Aryan Brotherhood when he was in high school. And yeah, that's an issue. He's part Choctaw Indian. You know, I had another guy from India that I went on a date with, and it was great. But culturally, he was like, oh, yeah, this first date, it's half an hour in, it's great. I want you to meet my mom. No, dude. Like, you know, and apparently that's a cultural thing. That's an issue. But I think that if people are rational and reasonable, it's not an issue. I personally am, you know, agnostic, leaning towards atheist, but you know, I would be fine dating somebody that's religious as long as it's not nuts like some of the.
Oh, minute 30. All right, last but not least, what's up, Jason?
Okay, so my personal experience, I really could care less about either politics or religion. If that's what your thing is, then yeah, I will gladly listen to what you have to say and respect it. And with religion, yeah, I will go with you. And if I enjoy it, I'll see where it goes. But if it's my own personal experience or choices, I don't really care much of it at all. And I know with politics, I will hear from somebody down the road what their opinion is on every person that's running. So I really don't have to pay attention to it myself because I'm always going to get filled in by someone on Facebook or in the streets or like, hey, did you hear this? Did you hear that? I'm like, no, I didn't. What would you like to tell me today? And then go from there.
All right.
Simple and sweet.
That was pretty straightforward there. It looks like Ashley and Steven are running neck and neck here. I personally have no take on it. Politics and religion, it's one of those things where it's going to be, who said it's the time we live in? I think Kelly touched on that. You're going to cross that bridge at some point, no matter who you date. Not everybody is going to agree with especially your politics, especially around here. It depends on what part of the state you're in. Is going to depend on how much you're going to like living in that area or the people you meet. Dating apps, for example, if I'm swiping somebody and I see if you're a Trump supporter, then I will not date you. Just keep swiping. I'll date a Trump supporter. I'll date a liberal. I don't care. You know, as long as they have a good heart. But when somebody's closed-minded like that, then don't worry. You just saved me a big red flag. So you're done. But that's my.
Exactly.
All right.
Give yourself a point there.
So I get a point for that one. Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's our score right now. We got Ashley with 21, Steven with 18, Randy and Jason with 13, Chris with 10, Brian with 9, Kelly with 8, and Lauren, who has taken off. It was too much for her. She did get 1 point while she was on the show earlier. All right, here we go. Question number 3 on the lounge. This time we are going to start with Chris. Personal hygiene. What are some turnoffs in someone you are dating or a potential date? And go.
Bad teeth. Body odor. Yeah, bad teeth and body odor are huge. Huge.
Well, what would you do if you went on a date with somebody and they showed up with those two things? Somehow it got by in the screening phase line.
Yeah, that's why I look for pictures where they're smiling with their teeth, not just. I would probably play out the date and then tell them, you know, I enjoyed it, but unfortunately I don't see it going anywhere. And thank you for a nice evening.
Fair enough. All right, Jason McPhail, tell me about hygiene in your partner or a potential date.
Yeah, they gotta have some type of cleanliness. They can't just be like a slob where everything's laying around and I'm the person that's picking up after them. That's just not gonna happen. I don't wanna see the things that's laying around. That's your own personal stuff. You should be able to handle that and take care of yourself. And for them and teeth, yeah, you gotta take care of your teeth because your teeth are shit. Then no one's gonna want to see you smile. Nobody wants to see me smile because I gotta take care of my teeth.
I want to see you smile. There you go. Look at that. All right. Kelly, tell us about hygiene.
Can you hear me? My volume better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
A little better, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's, I can't imagine showing up at a dinner with bad hygiene. That's never happened to me. I have gotten off the plane with a guy from online dating who showed up in a wrinkled Hawaiian shirt and shorts after I got off the plane, dressed up, looking good to see him, and that day lasted about 15 minutes. But bad hygiene, you know, I've seen it.
I'm going to give you 2 points, but I could barely hear what you were saying. Yeah, I don't know. Your mic, it was working good, and then all of a sudden it just went to like, but all right, Stephen, tell us about hygiene.
Oh, well, this is coming with someone who's clinically diagnosed as obsessive compulsive. So hygiene is a big deal for me. And like, yeah, like your breath shouldn't stink. You should brush your teeth. Dear God, you take a shower. I know it's called dry shampoo. It's not a shower. Don't use it as your only shampoo. The other thing that gets me sometimes is, though this is, I guess, a little bit judgmental as me as a man, is I can't deal with like arm hair on women. Like I'm a hairy guy, but like I've been turned off by women that have like really noticeable arm hair, and I kind of feel bad about it because it's like, well, like you don't shave your arms. Why do you expect them to shave their arms? But that just sometimes gets me. But as Jason was saying about like hygiene, like cleanliness in your life, one of the biggest things that has scared me away from women before is like the stale laundry smell. Like you do your laundry, but then you don't dry it right, and then you go around smelling like mildew. It's like, where's my hug at? Other thing with hygiene, I've dated girls that wear a bunch of makeup, like way too much for me, and they get it on everything. Like I had one girl that she just put suntan lotion everywhere all the time, would not let it rub into her skin. She ruined those leather seats in my car. Mascara all over my pillows. Like the first time we had sex, and like the 800 thread count Egyptian cotton was ruined.
Holy shit.
I had dandruff that never ever did anything about it. And it looked like, you know, in the Italian restaurant when they ask you for Parmesan cheese and say when, it's just like you could shake her hair and just snowflakes fall out. It was weird because on the first date she just wanted to cuddle in my bed instead of go to the food truck festival. Bro, food truck festival, come on. So that really sucked. But again, as Jason said about like cleanliness in your life, I did date this one girl that had 2 huskies, and she lived in an apartment and was like in law school and doing all this stuff and never had any time.
Oh my God, as bad as I want to hear the rest of this, but you just pulled off like a whopping 15 points in that.
2 points.
That's how you play the lounge, ladies and gentlemen. You share your secrets and you be unfiltered. Yes. All right. I don't even know where we're at right now. I know we're on Carl. Ashleigh, I think it's you, right? All
Yeah,
right.
I haven't gone yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, teeth. Wear decent clothes. Like Kelly was saying, you know, if I make myself look nice and I dress up and I put on makeup and I show up and you're like in a ratty old T-shirt with like paint splatters on it, that's incredibly disrespectful. I mean, among other things. I think Steven's going to win this round, to be quite honest. Can I just concede now? Because hashtag Parmesan cheese, and that's kind of grossing me out.
Well, for conceding and giving up, I'm taking away 2 points.
What?
And I'm giving Steven another point. Good job.
Okay, good.
So I still think we've got Randy. Have you gone, or Brian?
No, I haven't.
Go ahead, Brian.
Cleanliness is godliness. Yeah, it's a big thing. And to go along with, I think what Chris said, you got to get, that's part of my filtering process on dating apps. They got to be smiling because you don't know what's behind those lips. I mean, granted, it's a bonus if they don't have any teeth, but
Oh my God.
Hold
We
on.
like to call them the
I
gummers.
was only kidding. I was only kidding on that.
Isn't that somebody's fetish?
Not
Not
mine.
mine.
That's a fact.
I think Randy was talking about that sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A midget with no teeth is a bonus, right, Randy?
I hate you, Rob.
You absolutely gotta, just I'm clean, especially now with this COVID pandemic stuff going on. You definitely want to be clean. Yeah, it's just like the expression goes, cleanliness is godliness.
Fair enough. Good comeback on that round, Brian. Nice. All right. So who am I missing here? I'm missing the lady. Chris, you went. Kelly, you went. Oh, that's right. We're missing Lauren. Lauren done screwed me up. I'm taking away my point I earned. All right, Randy, what's up, man? Tell us about hygiene.
Damn, how do I follow all of that? Yeah, like you can't have jacked up teeth and bad breath and I don't know how far hygiene goes, but I think everybody likes to date somebody that takes care of themselves, bathe themselves, they try to look nice, try to dress nice, hair. As a guy, I like a woman that tries to do something with her hair and her nails, and and that's not really hygiene, that's more of appearance. But I'll be honest with you, I'm still kind of stumped on the whole dandruff thing falling out of the hair.
I'm glad I went before him.
It was nasty. I was still finding flakes in my bed for like 3 days after.
The real question is, why was she in your bed, bro?
After the dinner.
It's a long story.
Because he's a
I've already been
player.
married once.
I mean, was that like I'd let her eat crackers in bed type of situation?
He wanted to get a little pile together and bake it like a little snowball.
All right, so here's something a lot of people don't like to talk about when it comes to hygiene, and that's the hair down there. Okay, so it's 2020, and in the past, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 years, pubic hair is a thing of the past. A lot of people don't like it down there, for men and women, right? But I think now it's starting to make a comeback, and if it's starting to make a comeback, then Kelly's running. She's going to get that razor. That's what's going on now. I'm hearing that it's making a comeback. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. If a girl has like a jungle down there, then I'm pretty much like checking out. It's like you might as well have bad breath or bad feet. So what do you guys and gals think about the hair down there? This is a free-for-all.
I do not prefer it. If I'm going down, I don't want to have to pick my teeth. I want to be able to go down and just give me a straw so I don't have to come up for air.
Oh my God, who are you going down on? How big are her thighs if you need a straw for air?
Hey, it just depends on how good I'm doing and how clenched they get. Pop your head like a melon.
Hey, touche.
Kelly, what you got over there? You got floss?
I was just gonna say, I don't like any hair down there. I've got some dental floss right here, so I don't need any down there. I don't like hair. It gets in the way. It traps odors. Male.
So what are you trying to say? A guy doesn't want to go to the dentist to get a haircut, basically. Get it? Because you got hair in your teeth.
I'm saying Brazil is the way.
For not getting my joke, I'm taking away a point, Kelly.
I'm sorry. You're not getting points for my prop. I think I should get extra point.
Oh, you know what? That is correct. I'll give you 2. There you go. Anybody else got anything to add on that?
Yeah. So,
I can't.
I think most of us are agreed that, like, if you're like Tarzan swinging through the Amazon down there, that's way too much jungle. And like, if you scorch the earth, good old Napoleonic War, Russian tactics, that works too, because there ain't nothing to get your teeth stuck on. But I've had more problems functionally with the stubble than I've had with girls with jungle. Because generally girls trim pretty well, but I dated a girl with stubble once. She's actually a former ATBer. And when she sat on my face, I had rug burn. And it's
I
pretty
agree.
rough because that shit doesn't heal too
Come on,
quick.
bro.
It's still running and hurting a couple days later. So
That's right, the
like,
beard's a protection.
I
Sounds
was like,
like
yeah, this part was fine, but just the whole thing was just going up the nose. And just by the end of the night, it was like, oh my God, like I feel like I just got dragged through barbed wire. But
It was like
I
you're
mean,
going down on sandpaper there, Steve.
yeah, like the real thick grit stuff. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got a preference. Pubic hair serves an evolutionary purpose in humans to prevent STI, but safe sex is safe sex. We have technology to do that for us. So if you want to shave, you want to shave. Shave. Just don't cut yourself when you do it. It's really easy with the dangly bits.
Facts. No shame.
Yeah. I if any ladies listen to this and they want to go get it taken all off, get it dealt with, bald is beautiful. Just ask Michael Bird. I got a lady. I will hook you up. And if anybody out there decides that that's not for them, because I'm not gonna lie, first time I got it done, I threw up because it hurt. I get it regularly now. It doesn't hurt that bad anymore. But you know, as long as it stays like trimmed up, put some damn conditioner on it. Make it like soft. That's so much better. And honestly, I will take soft and trimmed over stubble any day. Cause oh God, even guys with like just stubble, that rough stubble on their face, and you're making out with them, and then I had like scabs on my face once. Ooh.
Brian's over there saying, "Look at me, no stubble, y'all, no stubble."
He's got that 5 o'clock shadow going.
Well, yeah, dude, 'cause I mean, this thick hair right here. I mean, it's it's not going anywhere. But yeah, of course, I prefer nothing down there. But I'm not going to kick a woman out of my bed. Like, how do you know until you get to that point? You're not on a date and they're like, hey, do you take care of yourself down there? Like, and there's a guy should too. And like Kelly said, I mean, the more hair, obviously, the more surface area and bacteria to grow, and it increases that stink.
So what you're saying is, especially today, the more hair down there, the more likely you are to catch COVID-19. That's a joke.
I did not say that, but yeah, that is funny.
Sounds about right.
I think we've beaten that to death here. All right.
Something got beaten to death.
No pun intended.
I'll tell you what, this is no lie. Can't believe I'm going to say this on this, but screw it. So I was with this one girl one time, and she was going down on me. It was all okay. And then it was time for me to return the favor, and she was kind of like aggressive with it, like, hey, go down there. So I went down there, and I was like, oh, no. It was,
you didn't do the odor sniff test?
like Kelly's hair was like jammed in this girl down there. Like, it was like you could make braids and locks.
Like you could braid it?
And I was like, no, I can't. So I just like did that little, and I was done. And she left.
Do the litmus test first, bro.
Yeah. All right. So hey, what have we got here for points?
Give yourself a point for going down on that woman.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna.
Hey, that's worth the bonus.
That's like 10 points.
Well,
damn.
Right now, it looks like Steven is killing it with 42. Oh, Ryan came up in the third place at 24. Ashley is at 25 in second. Oh, Randy's at 21. Hey, you all are still in it. We still got a couple more questions to go. All right. Brian, we'll let you lead this one off, man. All right. Do you think people need to become what they want to attract to be successful in finding a relationship? I guess, for example, do you think if you want to find a woman that's a bikini model, that's fit, that is intelligent, do you need to mirror that in order to attract that person?
No, not at all. I know, I mean, to an extent, maybe. I mean, you probably got to be somewhat fit, but you definitely don't want to be wearing a bikini, So, but no, I mean, honestly, like, you'll see attractive women sometimes with guys that are probably, let's just say, challenged in the looks department. So that goes to show, right? And I've been with some amazingly attractive women. So it's really just a confidence factor. Again, a lot of the stuff for me is just having a guy who has confidence and stuff. He doesn't care, you know? So if you're not interested, you're not interested. Move along and, you know, enjoy life. That's all you can do. So.
What do you think, Ashley?
I think that the confidence thing, you're right, is huge. Like Brian said, but I think you do kind of need to mirror that a little bit, you know? I know that I am a bit of a couch potato and I enjoy baking. There is absolutely no way that I would end up with a guy who's super into like fitness and bodybuilding and, you know, oh my God, I have 2% body fat. I couldn't do it. My ex-husband was into bodybuilding for a little while. I drove him nuts because I'm like, oh, honey, I made a cake. Or, oh, you know, let's have, you know, meatloaf for dinner. And he's like, no, not going to happen. And I mean, like right now, I am trying to get my business off the ground and I'm trying to be successful business-wise. I cannot put up with a guy who, you know, is perfectly happy working some minimum wage job dead end somewhere. You know, I need somebody that's going to match or, you know, at least come close to my ambitions.
All right, what do you think, Stephen?
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, personally, in my story, I'm definitely trying to do that. I definitely have a type, and I have a type of lifestyle that I find that I'm compatible with, and those types of people are looking for people that have that lifestyle too. And so, you know, it only makes sense that you date someone that shares your lifestyle. I do think there are definitely situations where, you know, one person, you know, people find love across different lifestyles, different attitudes, different attributes like physical or whatever. I mean, everyone's got a type. I know a lot of guys that specifically look for larger women, and I know a lot of guys look for really small women, and I know a lot of girls that look for dad bods, a lot of girls look for muscle dudes, and it just is what it is. Now, if you're looking for a certain type, if you want to be more successful at finding that type, you definitely want to be marketable to that type of person. So, you know, coming from me, I'm someone that used to weigh a lot more than I do now. I'm looking to date someone that lives a real healthy lifestyle like me, but I'm not done losing weight yet. And so the people that live my lifestyle generally are already there, and I'm not quite what they're after yet. So I'm always working on it. And you should always be about improving yourself. So, you know, or whatever you want, just keep looking. You'll find something. Everyone has to. I mean, dear God, I'm trying.
Change, so that, you know, that in itself speaks volumes.
Yeah. You're definitely killing it here on this show. You know how to make the score go up. All right, what do you think, Kelly?
I think it goes back to the first question you asked, right? Like, it's about you be comfortable in your own skin. And when you're comfortable, you're confident, and you can attract anybody. It's all about your own confidence and your own feeling good about who you are.
I agree. Give her some extra points.
Yeah, that's very true too. It's definitely, confidence beats everything. Like if you're charming and if you're fun to be around and you project that you're an awesome ass person, people are going to want to sleep with you regardless if you look like Jabba the Hutt or Khloe Kardashian. You know,
I would love to test that theory.
I am a Jabba the Hutt.
Maybe there's a little bit of hyperbole here, but
Jabba the Bonga.
bring me Solo and the Wookiee.
I'm not doing my Chewbacca impression right now. Maybe later.
Oh, shit. You gotta do it,
Back to the pubic hair question with Chewbacca.
All right, Randy, what do you think?
A lot of hair.
I don't know. I think it's a culmination of a lot of things, really. You know, I am a believer of you attract what you put out there. And, you know, if if you're interested in finding somebody like you were talking about, somebody who's, fit and exercises a lot and maybe likes to go hiking and stuff like that, then in all likelihood, they're probably looking for the same kind of person, because they're looking for somebody that's going to want to go hiking with them, that's going to want to go bike riding, that's going to want to do things with them. They're going to live that active, healthy lifestyle. If you're somebody who would rather sit and watch TV 4 or 5 hours a day, then they're probably not going to be interested in dating you. Now, if that's what you're looking for and that's your lifestyle, and you realize you have the I guess the realism to understand that if that's what you're going for, then it's probably going to take you a while to find it, because the numbers of those people that are going to be interested in somebody like that, they're probably going to be few and far between, because they're probably going to be looking for somebody that's more like them. It's human nature. People are attracted to people that have the same kinds of interests. All that being said, I don't think that you should pretend to be somebody that you're not. People are attracted to confidence, whether it's, you know what, you're going to go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week and you're going to kill it, and you're going to go hiking and you're going to bike riding, or you're going to sit on the couch 4 or 5 hours a day. Whatever you're going to do it with confidence.
Oh, minute 30. Good answer,
Nice.
Randy. Sign up some right then. All right, Chris. Oh, let me reset this. And go.
I am Randy on the confidence thing, because I've done a hike before where I pretended like I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. And it had terrible.
Yep. Weezer.
So be honest, don't pretend, just be honest.
Oh, I call you Wheezy.
If you kept doing it, you would get better at it.
But yeah, I think it depends. I've also been on, so I was talking to a guy at one time, and he said he was fine with fooling around and that kind of thing, but he said long term he needed somebody who was under a certain weight and had to be very active and had to eat so many calories a day. And I'm like, okay, well, we're done fooling around then, because
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, and he wasn't fit himself is the thing. He wasn't thin, he wasn't active. I think he wanted a trophy wife. But yeah.
Does he have a trophy wife wallet? Sorry, that was rude.
But yeah, don't ask for.
Oh, Ashley.
Does this wallet count?
Offer.
Oh.
Bad motherfucker.
Nice wallet. Jason,
I'm not
you're gonna get
opening it
yours
up.
from the wallet.
Don't say what again.
All right. Chris, was that it? Oh, your
Don't
minute
ask.
is over. All right. Who else? Jason.
All right, so I believe it to an extent for you tried to find what you put out there, but for me, I could care less if you like to cook or not, because I like to cook, so I can take care of that all the damn time, and they always prefer my cooking over their own anyways. For fitness and stuff like that, and for fitness and stuff, I just started getting into the gym before all this corona stuff took over everything and shut everything down, but now I still got the dad bod going on. But one day I hope to at least get a little bit thinner, so I want to find somebody that will at least enjoy some of the hobbies I have, but they don't have to be 100% involved. They have to have their own hobbies as well, so that you have your own 2 separate things, so you're not full of each other's shit after a while. You have places to go and vent your own sets of groups of friends as well.
Perfect. Did everybody get a chance to answer on that one?
Yes.
All right. So this question, this goes out to everybody here, and I know everybody's seen this. Have you ever strolled Facebook and seen somebody pop up on your timeline that you're friends with, or maybe it's a friend of another friend, and you're like, how in the fuck did he get that girl? I mean, it happens. I just saw it. I'm like, it was on Instagram, and I'm friends with all these IG models, right? And I was like, that's got to be her brother or something. So I did a little more investigating, and hell no, that was her husband, and they were from 2 different universes.
He's very well endowed.
Hey, why are you stalking my Facebook, bro?
Brian, I thought it looked like your doppelganger, but maybe it was you. But yes, I think that's all of our missions in life is to find that connection with that person. I know it is for me, but I've also come to a realization that if I'm looking for that, I'm probably going to be single for a long time because it just doesn't, that person just doesn't fall off of the freaking relationship tree.
They're out there, brother. There's hundreds of them in your area. I promise you. You just gotta find them.
Creedmoor? In Creedmoor?
Well, maybe a little south of Creedmoor, but yeah. Literally, I mean, there's hundreds of women that fit the type of person that you want, right? You just gotta have that mindset. You gotta put it out.
Right now, we got Steven with 50 points. So far, that's the highest point total scored on the lounge. And who have we got coming up? We got Randy in second place, Ashleah with 31, Jason with 30, Brian 29, Chris 18, Kelly 16, and Lauren still at 1. I'll make her return.
Still subjective though, so.
Well, I do owe you a point. Let's go ahead and take care of that right now. All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, this is going to be our last question right here. Do you think people are willing to invest what it takes to make a successful relationship in 2020? And let's go with Jason. Start us off, Jason.
I say yes and no. Before the whole coronavirus thing kicked in, I believe that a lot of people were trying to put the effort in, trying to get to know each other and on a personal level. But then now when they couldn't do the looks anymore, they just tried doing a conversation. And a lot of them realized that everyone was always basing things off of looks instead of intelligence or personalities. Once everything changes, I hope people put into the concept that when they start dating again, that they have to look past that. Looks don't really matter because looks will fade, but your brains and your confidence and your intelligence and everything else will last a lot longer. Unless you get dementia, then you're just fucked. But you won't be able to get blamed for shit because you can say, huh? Dementia. That's your excuse.
You can hide your own Easter eggs too.
I already do.
Go ahead, Ashleah.
So,
What?
Go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. I thought I was in trouble again. So this is a really good and a really hard question because I'm sure that there are still people out there that, yes, are willing to put in the work, but I think it's getting more and more rare. And I think it's because of, I think somebody called it shopper syndrome. You know how, you go on Amazon and you buy a toilet seat and okay, you've bought your toilet seat, but then they keep sending you ads for more toilet seats, and you're like, oh, maybe I should have bought that one instead.
That bidet.
I deal with that at work a lot. When I have somebody, when we find a house and go under contract, I shut off their home search because I don't want them looking at anything else. I don't want to get that call saying, oh, I don't know if I actually like this house anymore, and I might want to buy that one down the street. We deal with the same thing with dating. Okay, I found my person. Oh, but I'm dating Jason, but Brian was looking really hot at the ATB event this week. Maybe I should
Brian,
bump Jason. Like
I even shaved my head
I just
for you.
needed names. Sorry, guys, but I love you both. But it's like that. You see a guy and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should be dating him instead of trying to build that connection and that relationship and that union with the person that you're with.
Oh, that was perfect timing. That was 1:30 exactly. Good answer.
She's good with her timing.
All right, Randy, what you got on this subject?
Man, I've said this for years. I'm going to have to disagree with Jason. I think that before the whole COVID thing, I think that people were, we live in a society of instant gratification, and I think people are always looking for the next best thing. And the world of Match and Bumble and Tinder just makes that entirely too easy. I'm probably the oldest guy in this group and person, and so I've been through a lot of relationships since I've been divorced. and it seems that fewer and fewer people are willing to put in the effort. I was raised by parents from an older generation. We were taught that, if something's broke, you fix it. You don't go buy something new. And it seems like people are too willing and too ready to go out and just trade something in for something new. Especially in our age group here in Raleigh, you've got a lot of people that are divorced, that are single, and there's a lot of options out there. And I think that people have gotten to the point that they don't want to put in the effort. People, and I've been guilty of it in the past too, where it's just, you know what, I don't want to deal with this bullshit. Fuck this, I'm out and I'm moving on to something else. And people do it. And I think that is an attitude that has become prevalent, at least here in the Triangle. And I've tried my damnedest to get away from it over the last 6 or 7 months. And it's actually working out for me. So, that's just my opinion. I think that people don't put in the effort that they used to, and I think maybe COVID is actually making people put in a little bit of effort because they can't get out and meet.
Hey, good answer, Randy. You just came up short. It was your minute 30.
I'm not gonna say.
Kelly, what have you got?
Oh, I do consumer research for a living, and I focus on consumer issues. And I think the issue is what everybody's been saying. We're all saying the same thing: proliferation of choice. Right? It's constant bombardment of the next prettier thing or the next bikini model. This focus on the next better thing, and I think it's bullshit. And I agree with Randy, give him some points that this COVID thing, like, people are at home and it gives you time to think about, well, last time I was out and I was talking to Randy, you know what, he's got some shit to say. He's not a bad guy. Like, just different things. It gives you some time to think about something more than, is he a fucking bikini model? Does he have something to say? Is he smart? Is he, I don't know.
Is Randy a bikini model? Is that what you said?
He is.
Bod too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fruit of Looms.
I'll give you a couple of points on that, Kelly.
Because you've been stingy with the points, brother. Anyway, I think it's about proliferation of choice. There's so much choice out there that people are not willing to just settle down and say, you know what, I really like this person, and I'm going to hang in here and make it work.
I love that saying. I love that. Proliferation of choice.
That's great. That's the research I do.
You know what? That's 5 points, Kelly.
Thank you.
Good job.
It's a big word.
I know, it's like a $10 phrase.
All right, Steven, what you got on this?
Okay, well, like Kelly, I'll say a lot of what I wanted to say has already been said. Yes, it's still possible, but yes, it's getting harder. I also like proliferation of choice. I've heard it said many different times in many different ways. I know Ashley and I had a conversation about this before, about how people tend to window shop. And that is something that it's a bigger deal now than it used to be, with so much access to communication. And yes, online dating has made it worse in a couple of ways. One, because of that choice, and two, because its ease of access kind of distills the dating pool down to the serial daters, because they're the ones that are staying in that app. But there's actually been a lot of research on this about the gamification of dating and how these app companies use slot machine mechanics to keep the user base active on sites. They want people to keep swiping and keep matching and keep talking, because that's more ad revenue and that's more premium memberships. So it's just like free-to-play video games. It's just like casinos. It's a business. Online dating is a big business, and it comes with a lot of benefits, but it is screwing over a lot of relationships. One other thing I'll add, which kind of is specific to my experience as a man, is there's also a lot of Prince Charming syndrome out there. It's what I call it. With all of this choice, there's a lot of people holding out, like, I'm not going to settle down until I find this pie-in-the-sky ideal that doesn't really exist. And so they're going to keep going over and over and over again. And so that's a problem as well. And one last thing I'll say is, specifically for men on online dating, dick is cheap. It's less than free. And there's always more people out there trying to talk to people. And so here's one problem. push it off because I've got 10 more people in my direct messages.
All
It's an
right,
issue.
you just there you go.
Dopamine overload, right? Like,
You learned it tonight. Dick is cheap. All right. I mean, I think
Dick is
guys can
less
basically
than
be good
free.
that way, right? Yeah.
Cheap do I gotta be?
Brian,
than
you're
that,
now, right?
yeah, I mean, anybody can change their mindset. I mean, you can be in any relationship and pretty much make it work. Just figuring out your partner's, maybe their love language, right? And then you got to change how you react to that and make sure that you are, I'm not going to say complying with, but that you're doing that for your partner, right? So if they're like touch, then you make sure you touch them. So you can do that. You don't have to, but you can choose to do that. So anybody can work at it. You just got to change their mindset. So I always recommend reading a lot. That's probably the best thing you can do is just keep reading, and even the guy from who wrote Attachment, you're either secure, you're an avoidant, right? You can change yourself. You just got to work at it. You can work at anything, just like confidence, anything you can work on. It's truly amazing what our minds can do.
Chris, did you have a shot at this one?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, you're up. It's all yours.
I think, and I hate to do this because he has so many points, but Stephen hit it right on the head. That Prince Charming.
Which head?
I am.
Brian, you're gonna get a couple of points for that zinger right there. There you go.
I got the prison look going on, so that's fine with me. I ain't no Prince Charming.
I am.
Ready as my boy Caleb.
Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry.
I'm the biggest Disney fan, but fuck the fairy tales. It's not real. We have this mindset of what we want, from the time we're like 12 watching Cinderella and all that. And I don't want a Prince Charming. I want a partner. I want an equal. I want a partner.
Okay. All right. Faye, that's quick and to the point.
Yeah, I want somebody just as dumb as me, but tells me not to do it anyway.
Special hospitals for that, Jason.
You just want somebody that can't cook as good as you because you've always got that card to play.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty easy.
On that one. Yeah. Hey, but if it's your thing, that's your thing, right?
Yeah. So I want to touch on something that Steven said, and it's got to do with like the online dating. So, Steven, let me ask you this. Do you think that, I get it, dating apps, these companies, they have them geared to get the guys. All right. The guys are the targets here. Let's make no mistake.
They're the ones who are going to spend the money.
Yeah, they're definitely, because trust me, I know. I've done it before. I'm guilty. All right. They've taken a few hundreds from me in the past 6 years. But anyway, do you think that these companies adjust the algorithms to where men don't get the matches like the women do? Do you think that's something the companies do? Or do you think that's something that, like, for example, I don't know how you guys do. Randy, Brian, Jason, do you guys do dating apps anymore?
I've done them in the past. When I did eHarmony, I even paid for the thing thinking that I'll find a match that would have been great because you had to fill out all those goddamn freaking questions that took like 3 days just to do so they know who you're freaking looking for. Well, I ran into one girl that I started dating just before I was about to cancel my account that, yeah, we thought we were great. I thought it was great because we had lots of things in common. Then 4 months later, it ends over through text message that she's going to work. And I find out it's because she's already dating somebody else that was one of her coworkers. Kick is, it was a female.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. How's that for a confidence
This
boost?
sounds
That's a bonus, brother. That is a bonus.
No, because I never got included.
Well, I guess what I'm asking.
Right. You gotta play your cards right.
So I've talked to women before about this when it comes to like swiping. When a woman swipes right, which means you like this person, most of the time they are 100% a match. Okay. So I don't know about the women here on the panel. Is that true? Like most of the time, if you see a guy on a dating app you find attractive and you swipe him right, is it a match?
Oh, no.
No?
You mean a match like a person I would actually date?
No,
Or like
you just
the
match
apps
them to that.
They're just
Yeah.
looking for their
Oh,
ankle.
yeah.
Right.
Okay. So for a guy, for me, I might get one match out of freaking 50, you know? And I wonder, is that something that the app companies do? Like, are they putting your profile? Are women actually seeing your profile? Or is it like I know when you just join a dating app, supposedly the algorithms put you at the top, so everybody
Yes.
sees it.
Yes, I know a lot about this.
Oh,
You can't all be first place though, right? So
I mean, I at least want to finish in the top 20. I at least want to be drafted in the first round.
Not if you don't pay for it.
No, that's false too. I paid for 10 Bumble and still nothing. But anyway, I'm just curious about the inner workings of apps and how they work. And I actually interviewed a guy on one of my podcasts from the Luxy app.
yeah.
We talked a little bit about that. And I found it intriguing, man, how these companies, I wish I had invented a dating app, because I would be like knocking on a billionaire's door right now, especially in the time we live in.
Hey, they'd be knocking on your door, brother.
Brian, I love you, man. I'm gonna give you another point, dude. Just
Hey, Brian, you got something right there.
All right, so here we go.
I will say on the
What's her
matching and
name?
swiping thing, I will say that I feel like guys swipe. I guess it's right for like yes. I feel like guys swipe on a lot more girls, and girls I feel like tend to be a bit pickier. I mean, have you ever seen a chick's inbox, especially right after she like announces that she is single? Like, I've technically been single again for 2 months, but I've not been spreading that info around. I got 6 guys in my other box right now. 6 guys. Like, I haven't even
see
said
you,
anything.
Brian.
And that's just on my ATB account. That does
Brian,
not count
calm
my
down.
personal account.
How many boxes do you got?
Yeah, that was my next question. How many boxes do you got?
Oh Lord, nice one. Another
But you know, I and that's without any like dating apps or anything. And I feel, you know, and a lot of girls have said this to me. They feel inundated, and you can't. Half the time when you tell a guy, no, you're not my type, or no, I'm not interested, or like right now, I'm just, dude, not dating right now. They either take it badly or they don't seem to get it. I've gotten blown up on, well, you're a bitch anyway. Well, you're fat, and oh, I bet you have stretch marks. Well, fuck yeah, I do. Who cares?
Those guys have zero confidence.
Yep.
Huh?
They have no confidence.
Those are
don't.
battle
They
wounds.
can't take rejection
don't.
and
And I
move the
mean,
fuck on, right?
Yeah, and it's just so. Especially when I'm on apps, I'm very picky. I'll be totally honest, because I know there's a few guys I've recruited in ATB now. So I'll swipe on a guy and be like, "Hey, I think you're cute, but not for me. You should join ATB," and then I unblock them.
That's what I tell a first date sometimes.
Is that why I don't find you on the app anymore?
No.
I read an
Well, Chris
article.
doing it too. It wasn't just me. She had a much better record than me, but
An article where women should actually like not post pictures, send an email or message to the guy you're interested in and attach pictures to that. That way it'll drastically reduce how much stuff you get.
That sounds like it's so 2001. Like Google and Yahoo Messenger or something like that.
I don't know. That's before my time.
What if we're the guys that get skipped because they're just in delete mode, just like when you're swiping, right? You're like, no. You're like, oh shit, I just swiped, somebody left. That wasn't
I've done that before.
Exactly. So what if you're the guy that they get accidentally deleted?
Well,
So
if you're using Bumble, you can just shake your phone and it'll go back. And Tinder has a little, you can get like 1 or 2 a day, I believe. You can rewind it and go back.
3 times.
3 times? So there you go. So Chris has had to, rewind it.
She swipes so damn fast. Then she's like, oh shit.
All right, let's see who won this.
Ashley got too excited.
damn, you were like, let me find that shit. Let me get up on there.
All right, here we go. Steven, congratulations. You are the winner of tonight's debate.
Yeah.
You've got the floor is yours for 30 seconds, Stephen. You got anything you want to say before we?
Well, I could speak for days on the question you just posed to the group, because there's a lot of research on this I've read. There's a lot of Reddits you can follow about how algorithms work. But the last thing I'll say is just keep trying, because the only time you ever lose is when you stop freaking trying.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
Unless you want to go to that hermit life.
All right. I want to thank Kelly, Stephen, Randy, Jason, Brian, Ashley, and Chris. And Lauren, thanks for that one question. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming up on the lounge.
Great meeting to you guys.
Congratulations, Stephen. It was fun. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It was
man.
a blast.
Thanks, man.
Y'all have a good night out there in ATB land. This is the lounge. We'll see you next episode.